Hey y'all. Good morning. Come on. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I got a sty on my eye, and that's why I don't like people touching me. Go to the eye doctor. Now I got a whole sty. Sir. I need you to do better, please and thank you. I do not like people touching me. You said web slings into sea, yeah, cause it's about to get interesting. I've been up since this morning. I was outside, and yeah, I don't like people touching me. And I'm not like, oh, I'm too good. I just don't. I don't. I've been assaulted too, so that's part PTSD, part every time somebody put their hands on me, I be having to don't touch me. Girl, where I'm gonna get some baby shampoo from? It's powder in my baby making dust in my ain't no babies over here. I guess I have to go get some because where we go? The baby days over here got dust and powder on them. You fatty, except for that. It's no kid stuff. I go get some. Shoot, listen here, baby. My baby is about to be 22. And she 22. Okay, so you're gonna need your what you call this thing? OTP book one, and you're gonna need a device. Okay, you hear me? Are the comments on? Hey, nope. That's why I'm not seeing nothing. Hey, good morning. I don't think anything. I don't think nothing about him. It's been plenty of false Christs. God said they was gonna come right here at about this time, so we probably see one in every country. Hey, everybody want to be the Christ. They see what's going on, but I don't know. So I was reading and I read a lot this morning, which I'm grateful for. But I want us to go back the regular Bible. Um, I want us to go back uh, and look at something that we looked at because we've studied it a couple times, and then we're gonna be in our regular Bible for it to line up, and it's pretty interesting. I think you all will get a kick out of what we about to read and how we are living something that was prophesied, which is so crazy. Y'all ready? We got a few minutes. Oh, I got coffee. I'll probably go get some water here in a minute. But who believes? Good morning. Who believes in prophecy for real? For real. My toes is down here like this. I'm so happy y'all can't see them. Y'all hear them popping. who believes? Who believes in prophecy? Look, y'all hear my toes popping? Good, great. Do you believe that prophecy can come thousands of years before it needs to? And if the person that the prophecy comes to is obedient, then they could help a lot of people know what's going on in the time that they're not even alive for. Okay, good job. All right, all right. Okay, good, 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 good. Let's go then. All right. Mm-mm. I hope y'all ready. Ooh, shoot. Get your book one. I'm gonna let y'all get in though, cause I know who gotta make coffee and stuff. I'm gonna give y'all a minute. Y'all gotta go get your stuff. We can wait till 10. We'll wait till about 10 minutes. I'll give everybody time to get in. I know they don't be letting nobody know we on and all of that. So if you have the pieces, you can put the puzzle together. Listen, you said snatch our wigs and linings off. Oh, get ready. Don't even worry about it. Because when I was reading it, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's interesting. And it's something we done read a few times. But when you put the two together, and in the time we are in right now, it makes even more sense than it did the first 17 times I read it. No joke. I said, oh, wait a minute. So, okay, so let me ask this in these next 5 minutes. Are y'all okay from yesterday? I went to sleep. I went to sleep. Real good sleep. And it was raining and stuff, so yeah, I was asleep. Y'all right from yesterday? Y'all still love me? Because I know that was kind of a hard blow that came down to us yesterday. I think a lot of people had a lot of realizations yesterday that maybe some things you've been judgmental to people about, that you've actually participated in it, just maybe not in your adult life. You said I'm healing, but I should be fine. Oh, hey, hey. So look, you did. Some of y'all had to repent yesterday. Excuse me. Hello. Yes, it helped me go within and grow more. Good job. That's what we here for now. I ain't never here to point fingers, because y'all see I be raising my hand too, like, wait a minute. Why you have to hit us like that in the throat? Had to take a real look in the mirror and ask God for forgiveness. Interesting. Interesting. Mm-hmm. See how God said, hold on now, wait a minute. Don't get to talking crazy about how you see somebody else living, because you might have just lived it and didn't remember. That was it was a strong thing to do yesterday. But you know what? Sobering reality that there are parents and people, right? And it gives you a way to repent as well for being judgmental. Because just because you did it as a kid don't mean it wasn't wrong. And God sees you doing it as a kid just like an adult doing it. It's wrong. But sometimes we're so far removed from our shortcomings that it's very easy for us to look at somebody and say, until you remember you was a you a part of that. Good morning. You hear me? Make you put your shoulders down a little bit. They not so up and prideful. They be down. Look, when I go talk about somebody, my shoulders be up. But once God tell me I'm guilty of the same thing, my shoulders be down. They be down. They be down. They be down. When I go talk to people about what they did to me, my chest be puffed up. But soon as God come and tell me I'm guilty of the same thing, my chest deflates. It do. Cause that's what it be feeling like. You be like, and he be like, yeah. Don't forget. You be like, oh wait, yeah, you know what? We all fall short sometimes. God can forgive you, and hopefully he forgives me too. Compassion, honey. Okay, you starting off the day already popping me. Can I have a cup of coffee first, please, ma'am? Oh, amen. We got to give each other grace for sure. We do. And hopefully that's one of the things. You said this just happened to me this morning. I woke up and I prayed that I went to look at the news, and it was showing how young people are dying. Wow. Yep, that's definitely happening. Hey, Pumpkin. Hey. Great morning. Good morning, everybody. Hey. So you're gonna need your book one. You're gonna need your book one, and you're gonna need a device so that you, or your regular Bible, whichever you're gonna use. Okay. And we're not gonna go through everything I read, even though I think we should. But we're just gonna start here, and then maybe we'll go backwards. Um. Let's see. I have to go get supplies. I'll catch the rewatch. Okay. I hope you have a good day, sis. All right. So we had 10 minutes. I need you to go to page. No. I need you to go to Revelations 18 real quick, please. Let's do that. Ooh wee. Why am I cheesing like I know this about to be good? Hilarious. That made me excited. Because I felt the same when I was reading it. My toes been down here wiggling the whole time. I'm trying to sit still. Because I think it's gonna be interesting to see that something that could have been predicted however long ago that we're living in right now. I think it's very interesting. So I need you to go to Revelations 18. I've been reading out of Revelations. This is on time. Hey, let's get it then. I'm in the NIV. You said my eye's still crusty. No, I got a style on my eye. That's funny. My devotional this morning was on limitations, and the first word of this is layman. Amen. So we just all right in alignment. Y'all want to say? Is y'all okay? Say I if you think we were supposed to be here just right now in this moment in this time. I do. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. It says, after I saw another angel. After this, I saw another angel. Oh, let me say this too. My prescription changed to me drastically. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. So this whole circle can't. I can read, and I saw yesterday why I've been having trouble. I ain't really been able to see none of these words on the page. He said you just need the right lenses. So here shortly, I'll be back to my normal self. Okay. Now these are just for the reflection, so I don't have to strain, or for the blue stuff. But I realized that's why it's been a struggle for me because my prescription did change. I mean, I'm okay, but it still changed a lot. Okay. So if y'all been wondering where the trip ups come from, that's because I ain't been able to see that. But I love y'all. I think it's coming from this too. Always being on a device, but we're moving on. Okay. So it says, after this, I saw another angel coming down from heaven, and he had great authority, and the earth was illuminated by his splendor. With a mighty voice, he shouted, Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit, a haunt for every unclean word, a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. Now, I need you to highlight that. And as a matter of fact, if you have a pen and paper, I will give you 3 minutes if you need it to write down that part right there where it said what the angel said. Fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. I need you to write that down. And I need you to write down 3. We're going to read it, but I'm going to give y'all time to write it because it's very important. crazy. I just want to know. I want y'all to know I love y'all. And I'm very grateful we got to do this time together. I'm very happy about it. Let me know when y'all got it down. You can't find what page? Revelations 18? It's in your Bible, pumpkin. We just said Revelations 18. Yours was acting crazy on the computer and wouldn't bring what up? Give it to the straight. Give it to a straight. Circle the Baptist. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's about to be. Okay, I don't know. Well, if you can't write it down, that's fine. To those of you that have been able to find it or write it down, y'all almost done. Your phone acting crazy too? I restarted my computer. I already wrote it down. Here we go. Rika, maybe that's why you were smiling. Look at that. Okay, what city you in? And they already know where you at. What city you in? Mr. Rockwall, Texas. So Texas and Indy is y'all trying. Both of y'all computers are stripping when y'all went to look up Revelations 18. Oh, hey Kendra. Interesting. Okay. Well, come on in. Let's get this done. Yeah. So y'all wrote down 2 and 3, right? Crazy. Let me turn this brightness down just a little bit because it's a lot of bright. Your TV shut off? You said I got the actual source, so that part. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay, here we go. It's okay. You had to come back. It's all right. Do what y'all got to do. Just even if you don't get a chance to write it down now, just time and date this and write the two, Revelations 18, 2 and 3 down so you know to go back and write it down. Okay. Here we go. So it says, oh, now that's too dark. Girl, get it together. Let's just right here. Okay. All right. So it says, fallen, fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit, a haunt for every unclean bird, and a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. Okay? Listen. For all the nations have drunk the maddening wine of her adulteries. The kings of the earth committed adultery with her. And the merchants of the earth grew rich from her excessive luxuries. Then I heard another voice from heaven say, "Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues. For her sins are piled up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given. Pay her back double for what she has done. Pour her a double portion from her own cup. Give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In her heart she boasts, I sit enthroned as a queen. I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day, her plagues will overtake her: death, mourning, and famine. She will be consumed by fire, for mighty is the Lord who judges her. When the kings of the earth who committed adultery with her and shared luxury see the smoke of her burning, they will weep and mourn over her. Terrified at her torment, they will stand far off and cry, Woe, woe to you, great city, you mighty city of Babylon. In 1 hour your doom has come. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, because no one buys their cargoes anymore. Cargoes of gold and silver, precious stones and pearls, fine linen and purple, silk and scarlet cloth, every sort of citron wood, and articles of every kind made of ivory and costly wood, bronze, iron, and marble, cargoes of cinnamon and spice, of incense, myrrh, and frankincense, of wine and of olive oil, of fine flour and wheat, of cattle and sheep, horses and carriages, and human beings sold as slaves. They will say, The fruit you longed for is gone from you. All your luxury and splendor have vanished, never to be recovered. The merchants who sold these things and gained their wealth from her will stand afar off, terrified, at her torment. They will weep and mourn and cry out, Woe, woe to you, great city, dressed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and glittering with gold and precious stones and pearls. In 1 hour, such great wealth has been brought to ruin. Every sea captain and all who travel by ship, the sailors and all who earn their living from the sea, will stand afar off. When they see the smoke of her burning, they will exclaim, Was there ever a city like this great city? They will throw dust on their heads and with weeping and mourning cry out, Woe, woe to you, great city, where all who had ships on the sea became rich through her wealth. In 1 hour, she has been brought to ruin. Yeah. Now I'm gonna need you to screenshot all of that down to cause it's about to get real over here. All the way down to 20. All the way down to 20. From 1 to 20, I'm gonna need you, not right now, but later on, I need you to write that down. And I need you to write down all of the things that were listed as um, cargo and all of those things. I need you to write that down, okay? Literally. Uh-huh. Now, I need you to go get, but wait, there's more. I need you to get your book 1. I need you to get your book 1. Just stay with me. What she say? Let her cook. I need you to get your book 1 and come on over. So when all of y'all got y'all book 1, we gonna read. I'm gonna tell you what page. Did y'all time and date your paper? I love you. Did y'all time and date your paper? Because this is important. Please put your time and date on your paper. If you forgot, please do it now. Please, because it's important. It's very, very important. Okay. I'll be needing y'all to do that. I'll be needing y'all to do that. Okay. All right. You got your book one. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? My toes is probably about to start popping. Listen. My toes is probably about to start popping. Okay. Okay, here we go. I need y'all to go to page 557. And go down to line 46. 557, book one, and go down to line 46. Let me know when you over there. All right. I should have brought my light. It's in my room because I took it outside. Fine. Here we go. It says, and you, O Asia, who share in the glamour of Babylon. We're going to stop right there. Don't read no further. You, Asia, who share in the glamour of Babylon. Can you tell me what Asia is known for? Japan and China. Tell me what they known for. Come on. Come on. What's Asia known for? Yeah, the dragon, but goods, technology, designed goods. What about skyscraper buildings? The fastest technology. You still got your you still got your revelations? Being advanced with tech. Okay, here we go. Come on back over here to the Bible. Come on back over here to the Bible. Come on back over here to the Bible. Go right on. Back to 2 in Revelations. Now we gonna do this side by side because I need y'all to feel all of what I'm saying now. Okay? We're gonna go back up to 2, what I ask you to write down. Fallen is Babylon the Great. She has become a dwelling for demons and a haunt for every impure spirit and a haunt for every unclean bird and a haunt for every unclean and detestable animal. Can you tell me in January what Asia said they are going to be doing? Tell me. Hybrids. The same thing that was running around before the flood and after the flood, and they are known for the tech. They the ones that built the machines that's letting this man play in people's minds. The AI all comes from Asia, does it not? Angel intelligence, artificial, and who builds that stuff? Asia builds it. Even if it's an American company, they go to Asia to get it produced, do they not? Name one country that don't do business with Asia and get all of their goods. They build our furniture. They make our clothing. They put out the best of the tech. They have futuristic cities already, just like Babylon was back in the day. They have all of the glamour and tech and the ability to use magic now. Cause who built the colliders and who made two suns? Babylon. I mean China did. I mean Asia. Who's opening portals? And who built the machines that are in Sweden and everywhere? Who did that? Asia. Any prototype comes from Asia. Anything to make man's life easier, to make men not need God. Who produces it? To the world. To the world, not just to one. To China got their hands in everybody's business. Japan, Korea, all of these are Asian countries, are they not? Good. Even India. Oh, you come on. I was getting. They produce our clothes and stuff too. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the ride? Y'all ready? So y'all remember? Hold on. Okay, we gonna come back to 18. Give me 1 second. We gotta go somewhere else real quick. Oh, I should have just stayed in the. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Uh-oh. Come on. Hold on. What the heck? Come on. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. I need y'all to go to Genesis 7. Genesis 7. And I'm in the NIV. Say here when you're there. Say here when you're there. Okay. The Lord then said to Noah, go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. Take with you 7 pairs of every kind of clean animal, a male and its mate, and 1 pair of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate. So when they teach us the song, the animals went in two by two. Is that the truth? They told us one pair of animals went in two by two, the male and the female. It was actually seven kinds of the clean animal, and then they had us singing a song that wasn't even true. Because it was seven pairs of clean and one pair of unclean. Could a satyr be considered an unclean animal? Satyrs have a split hoof or something, or they have a hoof, right? Could a harpy be considered an unclean animal? What about a minotaur? I'm not saying it is, but could it be possible that God let some of the unclean animals, which technically could have been a humanoid version, because people saw them after the flood? He said the beings that was on the earth before us, and since then, people have said they saw hybrids all around the world. Did they not? Up in forests, on mountains, in caves. Have they not? Have they not said that? We know this for a fact. We know, because there's all kind of stories where people in the army and everything say that they've seen human hybrids down in the bunkers and all kinds of other stuff, and they're old beings. Now, I'm not saying it is, but if the giants were on the earth before the flood and after the flood, Job talked about these beings, did he not? Didn't Job talk about all of these different beings and stuff? And remember, it said everything that creeps on the earth. It didn't say in the earth, it was on the earth. Everything that was on the surface of the earth was destroyed. It didn't say everything in the water. We know that because we still got mermaids, do we not? Real ones, right? We know for a fact we didn't see the scientists pulling them up in South 90. So, okay, here we go. Woo. It says a male to its mate, and one pair of every kind of unclean animal, a male and its mate. Also, seven pairs of every kind of bird, male and female, to keep their various kinds alive throughout the earth. 7 days from now, I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. I will wipe from the face of the earth from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. And Noah did all that the Lord commanded. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came on the earth. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives entered the ark to escape the waters of the flood. Pairs of clean and unclean animals, of birds and of all creatures that move along the ground, male and female, came to Noah and entered the ark. As God had commanded Noah, after the 7 days, the flood waters came on the earth. Okay, so we're going to stop right there. I just want y'all to think about that. All right, let's go back here. We back over here. It says, and you, O Asia, who share in the glamour of Babylon and the glory of her person, woe to you, miserable wretch, for you have made yourself like her. You have decked out your daughters in harlotry. Asia has red light districts, do they not? And sometimes, and this is all over Asia, they sell their daughters. He did. And the geisha women were known as what? Back in the day. Harlotry refers to the act or practice of prostitution, either as a singular or collective group of people involved in prostitution. What is Asian women known for? And I'm not trying to be offensive, but it's well known that all over Asia and sure do I've seen so many TikTok videos of men walking and the women throwing themselves at them, or just men going out there. Yeah, happy endings. Thank you. They're known for happy endings, and all over Asia, not just in one place. All over Asia, Philippines, this place, that place, all over Asia. And you got to think there's a lot of water, there's a lot of ports. So I mean, my two of my baby daddies was in the service, and they told me the stories about how people used to be. This was back in the '80s. People used to be offering them their children at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and some of them soldiers used to be back there sleeping with them kids. Yes, yes, and I'm talking about babies. Same mess that's going on now in real life. 8 years old, 4 years old, 6 years old, $2. Cause back then, $2 American money. Like, yep, yep, and they sell their sons and dress their sons up as girls too. They definitely do. They definitely do. And I'm not saying no other culture don't do this, because other cultures do it as well. We clearly see that, but it was a lot of that started in Asia. Here we go. Woo. It says, you have decked out your daughters in harlotry to please and glory in your lovers who have always lusted after you. You have imitated that hateful harlot in all her deeds and devices. So God was speaking to Asia and saying every single thing that was going on in Babylon is happening in Asia. Yes, when I was in Korea in 1980, this was happening. Okay. They do it a lot in Thailand. Okay. I seen a video about that the other day, and I was like, these little boys had leaves on their for clothes, strutting in heels. Okay. Charlize Theron, the lady that played on Kill Bill, did that to her two African sons that she adopted straight from the motherland. They look just like little girls. I saw that. Yes. Yep. I was in Korea in '06, and they still doing it. Wow. Okay, here we go. Y'all still with me? Anybody got their mouth open like, well, it's been in front of our face the whole time? Here we go. Here we go. It says, you have imitated that hateful harlot in all her deeds and devices. Where do we get our devices from? Mm-hmm. Where do most of our kids' toys come from? Okay. Do y'all remember the not La Lucy, the Laugh Out Loud doll thing? Where parents was buying their daughters these Laugh Out Loud dolls, and then when you put them in cold water, they have lingerie on because they know kids gonna stay in the bath water. Parents gonna be in there when it's hot. They not coming in there when it's cold, and it only be on there for just long enough for the kids to see it. Device, a plan, method, or trick with a particular aim. Interesting. Like they produce all the shoes, and if we take the soles out of our shoes, there's hidden messages underneath them, and that's how you put a spell on somebody, on a soul. Most of us don't take the soles of our shoes out to ever know if there's a word written under there. And I'm not telling you to do so. But me and my son, I told y'all a couple weeks ago, because he sells shoes and stuff. He was like, Mom, look at this. The symbols and designs on the bottom and the soles of the shoes, they all have meaning. You need demons for spells, don't you? And Asians, y'all ain't never looked at go real quick and look up the Laugh Out Loud dolls in cold water. They might have changed it, but baby, soon as you put them dolls in cold water or warm, whichever one it was, I think it was cold water, the lingerie comes on. And I'm talking about raunchy lingerie. Yeah. Because you got to think, when a parent put their kid in the bath, if they're taking them in the tub, it's warm. By the time it get cold, they say, Mommy, I'm ready to get out. Well, just a few, go look it up. And then we'll get back to that. Go look it up. And they the people that be designing this stuff. Just like The Gates of Hell by Brian, well, what's his name? Stewart. And Tiny and Tip, the rapper, sued the company for using their daughter's likeness. You see it? You see it, Miss Rhodes? Why would you be giving that to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old girls? You said the nakedness you was talking about yesterday. And then we wonder why our little girls already know how to stance and they worried about the way that they walk. Well, if you putting them... So, because think about it now. Who puts little kids in lingerie? And you see how even though the bodies are little, they're developed. They not Barbie bodies. They got some meat on them a little bit. And it was hardcore dominatrix stuff too. This is what I'm talking about. Got on a whole bondage outfit. Okay. Okay. Daughters, whores. Y'all make the baby dolls for our girls. The clothes on the Barbie dolls. Okay. Yes, Brianna. Yes. Hello Kitty. Yep. Oh, yeah. Most of it though. And who makes all of these toys? Asia, South Korea, and all of these, North Korea, whoever. All of these Asian countries make a lot of these clothes, a lot of all of this. Asia. Mm-hmm. Y'all seeing it? Let's go back. Come on. Here we go. Y'all with me? Everybody okay? Y'all all right? Is this all right to y'all? This good so far? We making it? Y'all seeing it? All right, here we go. Let's go then, family. All right. It says, I will send evils upon you, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence. Now, right now in today, thank you. Right now in today, that don't seem like much of nothing because Asia is popping big-ish right now, right or wrong. Everything is cheap over there to live. The food is cheap, it's high quality. You can get all of the high quality. Everything about it is glamour and glitter and technology, which we know is magic. They have dragons, and they always talking about the spiritual places and the spirits that rule over their lands. Yes or no? Yep, even Americans moving over there because it's cheap. Interesting. Interesting. Are y'all getting me? Y'all feeling what I'm saying now? Okay, here we go. All right. So then to hear that I will send evils upon you, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to lay waste your houses and bring you to destruction and death. He brings up their houses. How do Asian homes look? Even the small apartments they have tech that is way more advanced than ours. Little bitty washing machines, and they can do everything right. It's all convenient. Everything is, you can get the stuff that we got is here. The stuff that they got is all not, and some of them on stilts, but the skyscrapers that are in Japan and China, and these beautiful buildings that they have where trains are running through them, and on the sides of mountains built, and floating buildings, and they have tech and architecture that we probably won't have for another 45 years if the world went that long. You know who else had all of that? Come on. Them homes will be falling. Do you understand? You said they live in the year 3000 compared to us. This. Exactly. Babylon. Babylon had the big, tall, beautiful buildings that sparkled and all of this. It had. Mm-hmm. Here we go. All right. It says, and the glory of your power shall wither like a flower. When the heat rises that is sent upon you, you shall be weakened like a wretched woman who is beaten and wounded, so that you cannot receive your mighty lovers. Who are Asia's lovers? The world. Asia makes stuff for everybody. Everybody gets rich off of Asia, yes or no? Don't forget now in Revelations 18, it said the merchants of the world get rich from being with you. Everything come out of there. Wood, meat, this, that. Every country in the world has done business and had things made. In pretty much ain't no country in the world where it ain't something from China in a house. Even if the product, only one piece of it is made in China and the rest of it is sent somewhere else to get produced, and then they buy it from there, yes, laugh out loud, Nisi Poo. The laugh out loud dolls. Laugh out loud. Think about it. A fan. I mean, noodles. Pretty much every country in the world has something in it that is a piece of it, the thread, whatever it is made in China or Asia somewhere. Japan, North Korea, the Philippines, India. No, even all our call centers for major companies, especially in India. Okay. So Asia, all of Asia, has become like all of Babylon. It was a huge trade city. Silks and linens and the best food and all kind of trade came through Babylon. You hear me? Everybody from the world all around came to Babylon to buy the best of things. They had the best architecture, the biggest buildings, the most lavish things. Everything was high end, high tech, high everything. Everything that's going on in Asia right now. They use their women to lure men in to business and other things. Each nation has a particular talent and strength, which reminds me of the parable of the talents. Listen, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You heard me? And what did you do with it? Here we go. Here we go. It says he gonna lay waste their houses. And it says, you shall be weakened like a wretched woman who is beaten and wounded, so that you cannot receive your mighty lovers. Would I have dealt with you so violently, says the Lord, if you had not always killed my chosen people, exulting and clapping your hands and talking about their death while you were drunk. Trick out the beauty on your face. Ooh. The reward of a harlot is in your bosom. Therefore you shall receive your recompense. As you will do to my chosen people, says the Lord, so God will do to you, and will hand you over to adversities. Your children shall die of hunger, and you shall fall by the sword, and your cities shall be wiped out. Because think about this. Asia produces a lot of the technology that helps destroy the world, do they not? To extract the resources that God made. Man, so he just let us know why them babies go through it over there. Come on. Science is sorcery. Okay, here we go. Y'all. Is y'all toes wiggling? Anybody else toes wiggling? You hear me? It makes so much sense now that we in this trade war, does it not? Because right now people just realized how much Asia really do for the whole world around it and what they lead in. It's real. When I was reading this, I was like, oh, Asia is like Babylon. And Babylon led the world in what they was going to do. How they was going to worship, what they wore, what the practices of that time was, the new technology, the science, the magic. Babylon was doing it. And they call Asia the tech giants, do they not? This trade war was prophesied. It sure was. That's why, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's keep going here. Come on. I told you, I said, wait a minute. This makes sense today. All right. It says, therefore, wait, okay, it says, as you will do to my chosen people, says the Lord, so God will do to you, and will hand you over to your adversities. Your children shall die of hunger, and you shall fall by the sword, and your cities shall be wiped out. And all of your people who are in the open country shall fall by the sword. And those who are in the mountains and highlands shall perish of hunger. And they shall eat their own flesh in hunger for bread and drink. I'm sorry. And they shall eat their own flesh in hunger for bread, and drink their own blood in thirst for water. Unhappy above all others, you shall come and suffer fresh afflictions. And as they pass, they shall wreck, the hateful city, and shall destroy a part of your land and abolish a part of your glory. And as they return from devastated Babylon, and you shall be broken down by them like stubble, and they shall be like fire to you, and they shall devour you and your cities, your land and your mountains. They shall burn with fire all your forests and your fruitful trees. They shall carry your children away captive, and shall plunder your wealth, and abolish the glory of your countenance. We were under the lie that America was leading in technology, weren't we? But who really is the leader of technology? They played in our face. Folks been saying America was Babylon, and I've even said it myself in a certain way. We do lead in certain stuff, but they was doing sex changes in Asia way before they was doing it over here. People used to have to go to Asia to get them. Do y'all remember this? Like back in the 80s and stuff like that. That's where people used to go. They went to Thailand and places like that, all different places, to get their body surgery. Do y'all remember this? America and them, they really wasn't on it like that. For real, for real. But you used to have to go to Asia to get, yep. You used to have to go to Asia to get any kind of body work done. You was on your way to Asia. Yeah. A lot of the first body work and stuff, people had to go to Asia to get that stuff done. They wasn't really doing it. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that body work, people used to fly overseas, and they would go to like North Korea, all these places over in Asia to get their work done. Yeah. This is why a lot of men was marrying transgender men and didn't know it. Like they would go over to Asia, and whole time the man didn't have. They used to call it a sex change back in the day. Whole time they didn't even know. They thinking they married a woman. They wasn't. They was marrying trans people way back in the 80s and 90s and didn't even know, because they was doing them surgeries. They had been on it. Come to find out, ain't no woman there in real life. Yeah, they was tricking them, the soldiers and stuff. Yep. You said I think Dr. Miami is Asian. I don't know. I don't know, but the Asian, they've been. You said this. There's a creator movie with Denzel Washington. Mm-hmm. The Ultimate Deception. Yeah. Telling us we was in the land of the free, but now the show was on the other foot. Yeah. Interesting. So after reading that, and we gonna go on down. But does that make you look at when you go back and you read Revelations 18, and then you read this here? What does that make you think of? You said, yes, I have a client in the 90s from Asia who had a sex change. Oh, I know. This is, y'all got to think, my parents was in the medical field. So my mom used to talk about it all the time. All the different people that, she would be in the recovery rooms cleaning up because she did housekeeping. And then she drew blood. So she would have to go in before and after surgery and, get their urine test and all of this stuff to take it back to the lab to spin it down. So we used to hear all the stories. And I'm talking about this is like 85, 86, 87. Like I was young, but I'd be ear hustling when she'd be talking to her friends and stuff. And my dad, he's the nurse. So you said you just checked T White. Okay. But yeah, this has been a thing long time ago. And a lot of them would move to Cali or they would move to New York or Chicago, like the main cities where they can model and stuff like that. Yeah. Yep. So anyway, I gotta run to the bathroom, but I do want y'all to go back and if you can write down as much of Revelations 18 as you can. That's my daughter. I'll call her back. Matter of fact, I'm about to go run to the bathroom, so I'll call her back now. But if y'all can write down Revelations 18, and then write down this page 557, that verse 46 through 63, real quick. Take your time. I gotta go to the restroom anyway, and I'm gonna call my daughter. So take your time. I really want y'all to jot it down, highlight it, put some notes there. I'll be right back. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Ooh. So, how y'all feeling over here? Y'all still writing? Huh? thing then. I ain't rushing nobody because I need y'all to get as much of that information down as possible because it's important. I read something, I think it was in here or one of my other books. It might have been in this other one that Mr. Michael sent that said that the Bible always shows us that one of Noah's sons was born first, but he was actually like the last born. I can't remember which one it is, him, Shem, whatever. The way that they show us in the Bible is not actually the way that they were born. It's just because that's the one that God was going to choose to bring his line through and all of that or whatever. So that's why they put him in that place. But technically, he wasn't even, like, wherever they put him in the Bible, that's not the order that they were born in, which is crazy. I said, that's interesting. Very. So I got to do a little bit more research on that, but it makes sense because they be flip-flopping, and like I said, people think that just because it's in order in the Bible that that is the time that it happened, and that's not necessarily how that works. So it's not in chronological order, should I say. I know y'all writing, but I'm just talk to y'all while y'all write. So anybody like just kind of blown away just a little bit, y'all? When I was reading this, I was like, oh my goodness, this makes so much sense. It really, really do. When you look back and you look at what's going on right now with everything with our trade wars, with it saying that her merchants ain't gonna come to her and people gonna stop buying from her and all of this kind of stuff, that's basically what's happening to China. Like with America, we can't afford to buy nothing. And then other places are saying if you work with the USA, we're putting tariffs here and tariffs there, and they doing this back and forth, which is going to affect China's trade. And everybody in the world got something, like I said, in Asia, not just China, Asia, trade from there, which is mind blowing. It really is. Because Asia has all of the beautiful temples that are way up high on the hills, on the mountains. They had what is a gazillion steps to get up to them, and they have these intricate buildings, whether it be all over Asia, they have these rock-hewn temples and things like that that are massive, and it's devoted to their gods. And people travel from all around the world to go to those temples. Buddhist temples, all the different, yep, they have the giant statues. They have cities dedicated to dragons. The stairs that be in the clouds. Come on. I said, oh, wait a minute. Hello? Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Literally. I just met with a young lady yesterday. She is Asian and her people come from the dragon. Interesting. But now she is Christian. Interesting. I think it's time for some more coffee too. All right, well, let's get this going. We're going to read 16 real quick, and then you guys can go back and finish writing that down if you want. So it says, woe to you, Babylon and Asia. Woe to you, Egypt and Syria. Gird yourselves with sackcloth and haircloth, and wail for your children, and lament for them, for your destruction is at hand. The sword has been sent upon you, and who is there to turn it back? A fire has been sent upon you, and who is there to quench it? Calamities have been sent upon you, and who is there to drive them away? Can one drive off a hungry lion in the forest? Excuse me. or quench a fire in the stubble? When once it has when once it has begun to burn, can one turn back an arrow shot by a strong archer? The Lord God sends calamities, and who will drive them away? Fire will go forth from his wrath, and who is there to quench it? He will flash lightning, and who will not be afraid? He will thunder, and who will not be terrified? The Lord will threaten, and who will not utterly be shattered at his presence? The earth and its foundations quake. The sea is churned up from the depths, and its waves and the fish also shall be troubled at the presence of the Lord and before the glory of his power. For his right hand that bends the bow is strong, and his arrows that he shoots are sharp, and he will not miss when they begin to be shot at the ends of the world. Ooh! Behold, calamities are sent forth, and they shall not return until they come over the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out until it consumes the foundations of the earth. Just as an arrow shot by a mighty archer does not return, so the calamities that are sent upon the earth shall not return. Alas for me, who will deliver me in those days? God said the stuff that I'm about to do, the fire is already kindling. This heavenly fire, I already started it. I'm just waiting for the coals to get hot. Because this time, think about it, he prepared the water for the flood way before the flood. That water was prepared before he ever even laid the foundations of the earth. He knew he was going to have to flood it. That fire, you know how when you get ready to smoke some meat or you get ready to throw down, that fire might be burning for a good hour. You might be letting it get the coals red, and you going through there and prepping everything and putting your wood chips on there because you about to get a barbecue going. People that cook in the ground, they gotta dig the hole first. Then they got to get the hot coals. Then they got to put them down in there. They got to let them turn fiery red first. And then boom. Then they going to take something and put the meat on there, put it in the vegetables. So it's a whole bunch of prep before you eat that meat. Took time. They had to plan it out how they was going to do this whole thing. And God said, oh, the fire already burning. He said, and when I shoot, I don't miss. I'm going to hit what I intend to hit every single time. Listen. And the fire is not going to stop burning until the foundations of the earth are burned. The foundations, that's inside earth too. We seeing the foundations crack open. It's big old sinkholes down in St. Louis, baby. That's crazy. We seeing Africa is splitting into two. Up in Washington, the ground is opening up. It's sinkholes opening up on every single continent. The ground is cracking. Is it making way for the fire to shoot out of the middle of the earth? It ain't gonna be nowhere to run. Where you going? Volcanoes is erupting as well. See, we think we safe because we see the blacktop. But you don't understand how far you can fall until one of them sinkholes open up. Or one of them, something that started this big to where you look down in there and it make you nervous. Thinking my car could have plummeted down in there. You don't think it's crazy that God is allowing these people to burn up all of our forests? That's what cleaned the air. And a lot of our Northern American border has been burned. What would have filtered our air if something did go down, all that's being burned down, babe. And it's not just here. There's fires raging all over the world right now. Burning up all the trees, burning up all the grass. Anything that would have kept the air quality good is going. And the big earthquakes can cause eruptions of volcanoes. Here we go. All I'm going to say is we got to get ready. Mm-hmm. Y'all still here? So it makes me wonder, when these missiles and stuff is coming down, is God the one directing the missiles? The missiles that are tearing up, because he said, I'm going to destroy you. So the children that are being killed, did he say that they were going to die? Can you go to page 545 real quick, please? Thank you. Can we go to page 545? Same book, just 545. And we're going to read the fate of the wicked. We read this before, but it's hitting different right now. Oh my goodness. We be looking at the big picture while Dad be examining the details. This. Oh my God, I had a dream last year. The orange man was in place and missiles were coming down, and I was praying and I heard God say, this is judgment. Oh, let me go get my journal. Little Miss always gonna be in my... You was in my room on my dresser. Stay out my room. Stay out my room. Stay out my room. I ain't gonna tell you no more, little girl. Stay out my room. Now you think about what you just said, and I'm gonna go get my journal from this morning. Give me 1 second. All right. You've been on my dresser. Now you know we be in each other's business. Now listen to this. It's crazy you say that, because this is my journal. I started writing this at... That's so crazy. 6:58 this morning. 6:58 this morning is when I started writing this, but this was probably a little bit later. Hold on. Come in. Okay. Is this today? Okay, yeah. All right. Here we go. You ready? I wrote 10 is judgment. Right here. 10 is judgment. Okay? That's what I wrote today. Now I got other stuff on here, but this was down here. 10 is judgment. Right? Look at this. 10 years from the year same-sex marriage became legal, COVID came. 2014, animal human marriage became legal, and 10 years from that date, bird flu started running rampant, mutating to domestic animals. 2002, American Idol came, and in 2022, a lot of the stars and very rich persons started being exposed. Ten years from the date the same-sex marriage became legal, COVID came. 10 years from the date, okay, that animal human marriage became possible, bird flu showed up. And at first it was just in the birds, but now it's mutating to all the other animals. 10 years. Because it showed up in 2022, but it started being rampant in 2024, which is 10 years from 2014 when humans started to be able to legally marry animals. Y'all don't think that's crazy? Ten years from the date that it was made legal, certain sicknesses came out that affected that population. Okay. The first debit card was from the Bank of Delaware in 1996 in America. The debit cards for ATMs in America came in the early 70s. But in Britain, the first ever ATM debit card was made in 1967. Okay? 1967. Okay? 60 years from that, which is 60 years, is 2027. Don't mean nothing? I'll show you something. Oh, is it on the iPad? Grr. It is. Dang it. Hold on, y'all. Because I be working on several devices. Okay. I found it. It's on this phone. Here we go. The number 60 is linked. That's not it. Hold on. Let me see. All right. Seriously? Oh my goodness. This is it. But I might have just written it down. Oh, okay. It says the number 60 can represent a significant amount of time. As a multiple of 6 and 10, 60 can signify completeness or divine order. The number 60 can signify completeness or divine order. So if God were to come back in the year 2027, it would be 60 years from when men signed up to have a number other than their social security number, but a number assigned to them that would be able to allow them to buy and sell. 1967 to 2027 is 60 years. If we are in the last 2 years of the tribulation, that means in sometime in 2027 or a little bit after that, I don't really know, because the Bible says no man know the day nor the hour. But look, the same thing that man signed up for 60 years ago is about to cost them their life or their soul right now. A digital number that allows you to buy and or sell. Thank you so much, y'all. 60 years from when it became possible, you're going to be forced to have it in order to be able to do so, or you won't be able to buy or sell. But also, if God came in 2027 at some time or around there, it would be restoring divine order, and it would mean our world is complete. This time is done. Tell me that's not crazy. The number 60 can be associated with new chapters in life or significant changes. Like we gonna get a new life, whether it be the life of death or the life of life, 60 years from the date that men signed up to be numbered to where they can buy or sell digitally. Like God is getting ready to store his order on the earth. Tell me that ain't crazy, y'all. It says Isaiah 60, this chapter focuses on the glory of Zion and its restoration. Okay. Number 623 is talking about the priestly blessing. Just one more thing. Part of the meaning of the number 60 is derived from the fact that it is considered the threshold. At the end of this 60 years, if we say the 60 years from 1967 to 2027, the threshold is going to be open. You mean the threshold between heaven and earth? And God is going to, because a threshold, you getting ready to walk through something. You're getting ready to go through into a space that you were not in. You're now going into a space that you were not a part of at first. When you walk through the threshold of your door or the threshold of your job or the threshold of your church, you are coming from the outside into something else. Yes? Or leaving out of something, leaving out of a place and going outside. That's what a threshold is. Threshold can be an amount of time too. We could be on the threshold of eternity right now. Technically, we are at the threshold of eternity right now. So if in the 60th year God comes back, that means the veil that's going to be ripped, we would be at the threshold of seeing heaven and hell, the angels, the glorified bodies. And it's going to be a time of restoration for the world because God is going to burn it up like they do a field. And then it'll be a new heaven and a new earth and a new all of these things. I can also see that, meaning another nation is wiped out, like Atlantis and Pompeii too. But think about it. It makes sense right now. Think about it. It's been 60 years almost. 2027 will make 60 years, but that you've been able to purchase with a card. Each person has a card digitally, right? And this very thing is what's going to decide if you go to heaven or hell, if you take the mark or not, to be able to purchase digitally. We also know that at the time that they force you to get that, or during this time when the people that don't take it are being brutalized, right? We gonna start to see signs of God that are letting us know that we are at the end of humanity and the threshold of eternity. We at the threshold of eternity right now. Y'all realize that? Every single thing that we know is about to be destroyed. And God says, then the new heaven and the new earth will be revealed. When Asia starts to have problem with her trade, is Asia having problems with trade right now? I said, well, Dad, you know. Also, the statue that was in Babylon was 60 cubits high. There's some other stuff in here, but I don't think it's gonna be relevant just right now. So, that being said, so right now today, it's been 20,936 days since the first debit card came out. 60 can mean divine glory, a period of significant change, or a new beginning, or the threshold of something. So, I was just thinking about what you said, and I was looking at every 10 years. It's like God allowed certain things to happen, and it would be like 10 years from that date that something would happen that kind of went along with what was done. You know what I mean? And when he was giving me that this morning, I'm like, wow. So from 2009 to 2019, 10 years. From 2014 to 2024, 10 years. Well, it was 20 years for the idol thing. Not that they weren't getting exposed, but at a rate like that in 2022, everybody was getting exposed. The CEOs, the rappers, the pastors, everybody. So that's almost like double the time of grace, right? God gave them double the time to get it right. You know what I mean? I don't know. So that's crazy. He talked about the judgment and the fire because I wrote 10 as judgment, and then he started giving me 10 years from this date, 10 years from this date, 10 years from this date. 10. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. But it's been 60 years since man decided to number themselves. What's the number of man, they said? It started with what? Mm. In the 60th year, close to the 60th year. I thought that was interesting. Right, right, right. I said, well, Dad, everything got a meaning, and how you be doing stuff, it be making sense, because goodness gracious. In the 60th year, you're going to have a 666 on you somewhere, or you're not going to be able to buy or sell. And it was in 1967, 66, technically, yep, even when the orange guy first got into office, to being impeached, and now he's back in the office 2 years from 10. 2 years from now, it'll be 10 years. And it talked about what else I read in there. It talked about the two leaders. They wasn't going to leave for very long, but they was going to have, yeah, and it said one of them going to die in his bed. And I said, well, I don't know if that's this one or another one, but it's very interesting, baby girl. And he was in office in 2020 or 2021. He got out in 2020, right? Because didn't Biden come in 2021? Or did, no, Biden came in 2021 or 2022. Which one? He came in 2016 and left in 2020. Right. Or going into 2021. Right. Okay. Mm. Yeah. Interesting. So when he was in office, the plague started too. No food, the wars. Cause when the first time he was in, it was Syria and them that they was bombing with them chlorine bombs and stuff. You remember? But both times under his presidency, it's been food shortage. It's been people not having nowhere to go, and all of these old things. Now there was some stuff that old boy put into place so that we'll be all right for a little bit, right? But for the most part, a lot of um, a lot of that craziness started happening when he got in office. Yep, 4 years. Then Biden another four, and then him again in 2 years. That'll be 10 years. It started when he first got in office. Yep, when he made Jerusalem the capital. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And he got his face on the coin and signed off on the temple. Yes, ma'am. So, how y'all doing over there? What y'all think? Yes, ma'am. That's why I said this 10 is hitting. Like, wait a minute. It's been 10 years since, oh, this is not good. And then to see that Asia, all of Asia, has been compared to Babylon, and we know how big Asia is and how she got her hands in everything. Think about it. I'm trying to tell you, when I saw it this morning, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. They make a lot of the weapons. They make a lot. They make the chips that go in the weapons of mass destruction. Do they not? They make the drones. They make the chips and the cameras that go in the drones. They make up the systems that drive the drones, missiles. They do all of that. And I'm not saying that other countries don't, but they lead in it. Because you can go there and they'll make whatever you can come up with. Anything you can imagine, China, or excuse me, Asia can make it. Right or wrong. Man, no, I have to find my Nostradamus book because I think this is in it. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Because God gave him a lot of stuff. A whole bunch. Yeah. So I'm not gonna keep y'all. I know it's Sunday, everybody chilling. I'm gonna go call my daughters back. But I did want to share that little bit with y'all. I'll probably get back on here in a little bit too, because I'm not tired or anything. I haven't eaten though, so we'll see how that goes. My day has been real crazy. I've been laying down for naps at like 4 o'clock, not waking up till 10:30. So, and then I'll be like, oh, they probably gotta go to work or sleep. So I don't get on here. I'll go read or do something else. But yeah, I just thought that that was interesting, and I said, God let us know that this trade war has been foretold. It's been 10 years since they set me down, and the asteroid that flew over Russia. Interesting. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I love y'all. Hopefully y'all go back and write down. Yes, I need y'all to write down page 557, and then also Revelations 18 from 1 to, I think was the verse, I think it was verse 20, and just time and date that for today if y'all can. I'm gonna go call my daughters back and see what they need. You said you gave us a tomahawk steak today. Listen, God gave me, because I got some other stuff that I researched and screenshotted, but I just let y'all have that because, again, I want y'all to go back to Revelations and list all of the animals. It's important. List all of the animals and then go look up what they say are the clean and unclean animals. Okay? What types of animals were deemed clean? What types of animals were deemed unclean? And then, if there's anything on the list, I want y'all to go see if the animals that that lady mentioned in 60 minutes, 18. But you know you can always go back, Plachette, and look. You can always just do the rewatch pumpkin to find out. I need you to go back and look at that lady's thing on 60 Minutes and see if any of the animals that are mentioned, you're welcome. See if see if any of the animals that are mentioned in the 60 Minutes interview are in the list of clean or unclean animals. Okay? So write down Revelations, write down page 557, just that chunk of that, and then the animals and the stuff that's listed there, the goods and all of that stuff, what it says that was there. I need you to work, because all of that stuff is commerce. And so then we're going to be watching to see if those things come up shortly as a part of the things that come out of that place, wherever they might come from. Spices, all of that. We know a lot of that comes from India and different places, so which is a part of Asia. All right? You got the homework? There's no coffee in here. No matter how many times I shake it, I need to go make some more. Y'all got it? Yeah? You're welcome. I love y'all. Okay, y'all got some homework to do. Because I think it's going to be important with what's going on with this bird flu. It's mutating. So, I love y'all. See y'all later.